everybody. How y'all doing? Can you turn your camera? Which, like this way? The other way? Everybody let me know how I'm looking. If I need to make any adjustments, let me know. I'm going to give people about like 5-10 minutes to, join in. Hey everyone joining in. Let me know if, again, if I need to make any adjustments, if you need me to move this way, that way. Can't really hear me, just let me know and I'll move around. Gonna give folks about like 5 more minutes. Just, word of mouth. Send out those texts, everyone. Tell everyone to come on in the room. Come on, we're going to have this conversation. Get the folks in. Let's go. Everybody's at home. It's Monday. Y'all not really doing nothing. So go and get the family on the couch. Let's go ahead and do this thing. I love all the heart eyes. Y'all are you're making my heart she's smiling right now. Obviously we can't see it, but she's smiling. All right, so it's been about 5 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. We're going to let people hop in, send those texts, let everybody know that we're here. We are live and we are ready to go. I had to put on my head wrap for the occasion. I beat my face for y'all. I wore makeup like 2 days ago, but that's just because I went to lunch with some friends. But y'all are getting the best of me right now. Obviously, you know how you do a Zoom call for work. This half looks good. I definitely have on pajama pants right now. So I have to stand up for any reason. Please do not judge me. I beg of you. I'm only human. I definitely have some basketball shorts on as bottoms. But it's okay. So, welcome everybody. Welcome to the room. I'm so excited. I have little butterflies. I'm so glad that Laura and Joe really came to me with this idea. I think this is absolutely fantastic. I think with everything that's going on in our world right now, that this is the perfect time and the perfect platform to really just air it out. Just so we can just tell everyone how we're feeling. This is really a safe space. We're going to have a portion, probably like the last 15 minutes of the show, where we're just going to do question and answer. So if you guys have questions during this, hold on to them. If you want to go ahead and type them in, I'll try to, scroll up and see if you guys have any questions. But if you don't mind holding them until, we'll give you a 5-minute heads up. Like if you guys have any questions, go ahead and start putting them in now so we could go ahead and have this discussion, because our world we're living in unprecedented times, folks. But it's kind of like we're living in this revolving circle where it's happened before, so it's just happening again. But we can have a different outcome. Just because it's happened before doesn't mean that we have to go along the same route. I think we live in a generation, and we are a part of a generation where we can get stuff done. We don't have as many restrictions. And this is me coming to you guys as the blackest woman you gonna find, baby. I'm black all the way through, blackity black. There's no question about it. So I think we just have the time, space, and opportunity to really get to the bottom of what's really going on, what's really happening. So right now, I'm going to tell you guys, basically, the Black Light series. That's what this is called. I want to shout out to my sister, Kendra, True by K. Nicole. She came up with the name, like, top of her head. So, the meaning of the Black Light series. I do not have it memorized yet, but I got y'all. All right. So, the series is called the Black Light series because blackness is equated to darkness. When you think of black, you think dark. Obviously, night, dark, coincides. We get it. So the blackness / darkness of skin receives so much negativity. This series is going to be used to highlight the light, emphasis, the light, pun intended, the light that is within the black community and culture and within people of color. We'll be talking with people from the creative community. Not only will we be interviewing artists of color, but people from all aspects of the creative world. So we're going to touch on it all. And creatives aren't just, someone who picks up a paintbrush and does a painting. Creatives are photographers, entrepreneurs. Creatives is such a broad spectrum. So don't just think, Art Show Chicago. Of course, this is a platform for artists, and we are definitely going to highlight artists of color. But we're not only going to be interviewing people of color. I want to get the insight of everyone. I want to have every race on this planet on this platform. I really, really, really feel like this is going to be great. So, without further ado, my boo Messiah, honey, if you go ahead and request, we're going to go ahead and bring you in. This is my boo Messiah. She is if you do not know her, baby, you better get to know. And she was a Chicago-based model. She now models. She's moved to LA, and baby is out there doing the doggone thing. I am so proud of her. I met her about 2 years ago. I met her, and it's been my dog ever since. So let me go ahead and bring my boo in. We're waiting, y'all. We're waiting. Gonna give y'all a little shoulders, a little entertainment while we wait. Oh, there is my boo.
Look at that babe. Can you hear me, babe?
Yes, baby, I can hear you. Yes.
Okay, let me scoot back. Hold on. Okay. Hold on. Y'all need some nature. Let me get you some nature.
Honey, she's giving us a little shoulder. She's giving us the wet and wavy.
Yes, I was literally putting mousse in my head.
Cheers, honey. She came
Hello. Ready. I see you got
ready.
your drink. It's okay.
Girl,
Ready.
love your truth. I always have my cocktail. You gotta have a cocktail, honey.
Period. Okay. Period. I am so
And I've been at home
excited.
visiting for 2 weeks, and I've been looking at children. Oh, girl, I need more.
Right. Pour up. There you go. Oh my God.
All right.
I'm gonna fold my legs for this. Hold on. Let me fold my legs.
Come on, honey. Get comfortable.
Period.
So
Okay.
the floor is yours. You go and introduce yourself. Honey. Let the people know who you are.
Okay. So basically, I am a Chicago-based model. I'm now in LA. I've been modeling for about 4.5 years. I'm 23 now. I started with a little bit of print, but then I quickly got into runway. Unbeknownst to me, I just saw a casting in Chicago. It was a local fashion show, and I just submitted. And then from there, I just kind of networked with a lot of different people from a lot of different cultures, and that's kind of how I got to where I am now. And I work with all different types of cultures, but yeah, so I do a little bit of everything. Right now, my main focus is e-com. I've been doing a lot of e-commerce lately, which I was speaking earlier. It's not as creative as editorial, glamour, and print, but it's...
Honey, I'm an editorial girl. I love the glamour.
Right, I'm an editor. Okay, I love it. So get me together. Ooh, And I am a published model, and I had a magazine feature when I was 19, turning 20. So yes,
resume, y'all. Did you hear that resume?
Man,
So
oh
she
my
has
God.
been. Look, she has been there. So touching a little on my resume. So I started modeling. You know, I took those little classes here and there when I was in like junior high school, but I really started about my senior year of college. And I worked for a company, Avalon. So I do a lot of black hair care modeling. So I do a lot of hair expos, things like that. So my experience in the modeling industry, hello, definitely comes from I work with people of color. And, you know, I've worked with other races here and there, but generally my modeling has been centered around working with companies and people of color. So that's definitely, I'm so glad you're here because, honey, you can speak to the other side of the modeling world.
Yes.
So I think today we're really going to touch on what it's like to be a woman of color in this modeling game, because, you know, we can think of, come on, we're going to do the big names: Naomi Campbell, Tyra Banks. Like, where do you begin? Beverly Johnson. Like, you can really, but these women really paved the way. They fought that good fight, honey. They went through it. Yes. And I just feel like, why? You know, sometimes I really question, like, why do we have to go through so much to be successful?
No, you are correct. You are correct. And what I start to notice, and I'm so glad you touched on like the amount of modeling that you do for mainly like, you know, Black creatives, and you just stick to that side. Me getting a glimpse of like everything and every culture, when I tell you, they make it extremely hard for us to be included. And you have to understand that it's a lot. Like, what I see is they'll insert 3 or 4, you know, Black models and call it diversity. When in my eyes, as a Black woman, I don't see it as diversity. I see it as you just insert 4 pieces on the chessboard and just calling it inclusion. You know what I'm saying? So definitely, I feel like as a Black model, let's just get down to like the root and debunk a few things. For me, I feel like when we join this industry, you know, we're new, we are very naive, we don't know.
Very. Oh Lord, my baby froze. We gonna get it together, y'all, because she was getting deep now. I'm gonna take a sip. But yes, while we're waiting for my boo to rebuff, we got to get down to the nitty gritty. We got to get down to the root of this thing. Hard for us women of color. Oh, she left. We're gonna have to bring her back. It's okay. But yeah, it's just crazy to have to be a woman of color, and you have to fight. Like, it is a constant uphill battle just to be seen. And then when you are seen, they pick apart every little thing. And there's some stuff I want to touch on. Oh, that phone got too high. Okay, she right. Hello, honey. We was getting deep. They didn't want us to hear it. Which one of my children is it? What? Oh, I'm sideways. Oh, how do I? How can I do it on this thing? Where this thing moving? It's moving now. No. Look at mama. Look, hold on. Let me add her back. Oh, see? Bam. Turn the phone around. Y'all, shout out to my sis. She came in and was like, girl, if y'all flip that phone. Somebody said that earlier. Girl, my bad. You know.
Lord,
I have... Sis, how do you put this back on here? Does it just snap? My sister's helping with my technical difficulties, y'all.
They called it an emergency. They said my phone got too high. This is ridiculous. You know what? Hold on. Oh my goodness. Okay. I think I'm good.
Look, I'm so glad y'all find humor in this. Oh. It's good? Okay. Oh, hold on. My sister getting me together, y'all.
it's these
I didn't
mountains.
think
You be trying to, bro. When I tell you this
Girl.
phone is burning my hand, like it's hot. I don't know what happened. I child. Phone number. Phone number.
Well, honey, we got backups. It's okay. We got backups.
We got back.
God is able. 2 phones.
Man, yes, he is. He's good all the time.
No, it's good.
Let me scoot this back so y'all can see. Okay, can you love?
Yes, love. We are back in full effect. See, this is what episode 1 is about. Those kinks, baby.
Period. I'm over here like.
Okay. Oh, okay, we good. We got back in business. Okay, so honey, you was, and I had to stop talking because I was like, it's some stuff I want to touch on, but I need baby girl to be here for this conversation, so I'm gonna just shut up and I'm away. So you start back up, baby.
Okay, so back to the root of the problem, which I noticed at a young age when I started modeling. When we start modeling, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know about other people, but my first show that I did was with a Black creative director, and you automatically come in and you like, okay, he's Black, he's gonna advocate. I'm not looking for you to baby me or anything like that, but I would like for you to really, really hear our voices. And it's like some people kind of fall into the trap of adding on to the industry. Like for me and you, from model to model, you already know it's people in the industry that are not nice.
Oh, girl, what?
It's too many of them. Why keep adding to it though? You see what I'm saying? You as a creative director or booking agent or casting director should be able to be like, you know what? No, let me try to like understand some perspectives here, but instead, sometimes they try to fit in that moniker or try to place themselves. They like, okay, I have to be as stern and mean as them if I want to make it. And it's 100%. Always not that. You really don't have to. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So a lot of us enter this industry already scared to say something because of the fear of getting blacklisted or casting just disappear out of the blue. You're not getting callbacks, and you're looked at as that aggressive Black model that no one wants to work with. You know what I'm saying?
Girl, that aggressive. Oh, I hate that aggressive and Black woman. I hate that people be wanting to put that together. Yes. Oh, if I could write
when all it is just passion, though. You see what I'm saying?
Girl, come. I literally said that the other day. Do not confuse my passion with aggression. Those are not the same thing. So when I'm speaking passionate about something, that means, baby, I am feeling that to my heart, to my core. And I think a lot of people get that confused because I think as a community, as Black people, we have to be so strong. We have to always be the bigger person, because if you're not, they're never going to forget it. They're never going to let you live it down. So it's so crazy that in the modeling industry, an industry that I feel like monetizes off of Black culture, let's be real.
Okay, I was about to touch on that.
Because Kim K was out here with boxer braids, and baby, people been wearing them braids under their wigs since the beginning of time.
And we're not saying it's a problem. However, we would like to be included if you're biting off of our culture. You see what I'm saying? And then making a show, and then you're selecting 99% Caucasian models. We're not saying a white model in the show, but if you're biting off of a specific culture group and in certain designs and certain the hairstyles, you know what I'm saying? It would be nice to be included into something that we actually kind of like pave the way for. You know what I'm saying? By all means. And this is not every single designer. You know what I'm saying? But I have noticed that, especially modeling on that side of the fence. Like, wait a minute, now hold on now. I don't think the show need only 3 Black models. You see what we need to include? We need to include us more. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's just like they pick and choose which parts of Black culture they want to portray. So people like hate me for this, but baby, I can't. Kardashian, I do not want to hear the last name. Can't stand them. Because my issue is they monetize off of Black culture. What Black women have been made fun of, tore down, beat down for, you making your money off of. These full lips right here, I was born with these. These are not an injection. But we were out growing up, I was told my lips were too big, my hair was nappy, my skin is too dark, you burnt this. But now, dark skinned women, we in, honey. We in.
And
but it's like
Mm-hmm.
It's like, wait, people been making money off of that big booty, that hourglass shape, those full breasts. Honey, they had us back in the day. That figure was considered an anomaly. So they parade Black women around like zoo animals because of that shape. And it's like now people are paying, people are dying to get that body.
To get it. Yes.
Come on now.
And will you notice that kind of like a slap in the face a little bit to the model who's actually out here grinding, trying to do the same things, and, you know, and you said it. I'm glad you brought up Naomi and Tyra. Okay, it was extremely hard for them, but why hasn't it gotten easier for us? They were supermodels. They're still supermodels in my eyes, but I'm saying they were on fire years and years ago. Why haven't we made any progress of making it easier for us to get those opportunities? You see what I'm saying? For those fashion shows, those campaigns, for those gigs, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, well, damn, do I got to crawl through mud? You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying every Black girl that comes into the agency. That is not what I'm saying. Hell, if everybody on the earth be a model, that's too much for an agency to handle everybody being a model. So I get it.
Exactly.
However, I feel like the selection process for the agencies really, really bothers me. Yeah. I've been to every single agency you could possibly, Lord. It bothers me because they don't really take the time to actually get to know the person. But then it kills me in a sense because you don't want to take the time. You give me a good look, 1, 2, 3, and then it's like, okay, bye. But you really care about social media. Social media is a display of personality. So if you care about media, if the first question you're asking me is how many followers, you don't want to get a chance or take the time to get to know my personality, it's like, what's the point of even indulging yourself into asking for social media or seeing how I behave on social media when you couldn't let me do that to you in person? You know what I'm saying? Or give you a little piece of me in person. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, for that, I just really noticed a lot of that in the industry, which I want to change. You know what I'm saying? We need to have more 100%. Black casting. I have been to walked into over 45 agencies, like in person. Of course, I did online submissions. Okay. I feel like, why don't I see a Black agent? Why don't I see a Black agent? I see a Black agent.
Come on.
I should see a casting director. I should see, I don't see that. They're all of, you know, white and things like that. And it's like, okay, we need more inclusion, not just in models. We need more inclusion in hairstylists that you have backstage. Our hair. Makeup artists.
Girl, don't get started on the hairstylists and the makeup artists.
Runway producers. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like,
honey, that makeup artist and that hairstylist, that's the first thing that we need to be talking about. Yes. Because we have to realize, and we have to touch on what's really going on in our country right now and what's going on across the world is Black injustice. We just gonna say it just like it is. My issue with that is all of these companies that y'all see coming out, Black Lives Matter, especially someone made a post about it. It's I think I'm a part of a Facebook makeup group for dark-skinned women, for women of color. And it was literally like, you see all of these makeup companies and all of these companies coming out and saying Black Lives Matter, but you don't even have a foundation that I can get to match my skin. So does it really matter to you? Because I can't even shop your brand because I can't even get a foundation that matches my skin color. You're going to have me out here looking ashy.
Exactly. And I feel we as a community need to pay attention to that and be aware of our surroundings. If there's any advice I give to the Black community, is to be much more aware and knowledgeable of going on around you. That way you can kind of clearly and concisely make your decisions in a more logical way. You know what I'm saying? And not really indulge time, your money, your efforts into supporting these brands, whether it's makeup, clothing, skincare, doesn't matter. Like you said, because we see you, you know what I'm saying? You posting a Black picture, but you don't have my foundation shade. You don't have scare dedicated to my melanin. You know what I'm saying?
You don't even have Black models on your page.
Exactly. I see you. And if there's anything I can tell our community, just be that. Right. Definitely be weary of that. I'm starting to pay attention and spiritually elevate and kind of pay attention to what's going on around me on a more deeper level. That way I have a clearer understanding of how to, you know, kind of go by, you know, what chess moves
Yep.
I want to make as a Black woman. You know what I'm saying? Definitely,
100%.
I'm starting to support way more Black-owned businesses than I ever have. I
Mm-hmm.
always did. You know what I'm saying? I always did. But I definitely want to push for our businesses to be as successful as those who are capitalizing off of us. And it's
And
not
that's
pointing
the
the finger.
thing. I think that Black dollar is so rich. And you can see it just through the protests and everything that's going on, that all of these major companies who've never said anything about Black people ever before are coming out, and they're all Black Lives Matter and we support you and the injustice. And it's like, oh, it's that Black dollar, ain't it? Because let me tell you something. If we, as a culture, Black people, if we come together and we unify and we are selective where we spend that Black dollar, we are going to see this world turned up on its head. I'm telling you, it's going to be mind-boggling to see what's going to happen if the Black dollar is spent wisely. If you stop spending your money to Tommy and Gucci and Prada and all of these people, the Black dollar goes so far. And I think once we realize that, we already are a force to be reckoned with. I'm going to say that. I'm not going to say that we're not, but we really are going to have our foot in the game if we are cautious of where we spend that Black dollar. 100%. And it's crazy that we have to think like that. But as you can see, like, I can't tell you how many people I've had to have the conversation of why all lives matter and Black lives matter is not the same thing. And they have really been like, oh, we lost Messiah again. It's okay, baby, she'll be back. Y'all just gonna have to listen to me talk. I'm sorry. But I can't tell you how many times I have seen all lives matter. And the thing is, we get it. We understand that all lives matter. But we need to realize that Black lives are the ones that are in jeopardy right now.
We do.
We have to realize that I don't have any children right now, but the fear that I have for my niece and nephew growing up in this world is unimaginable, because you have people who will not have those same fears. And it's not a fear of, oh, well, you know, they could get in a car accident, or, you know, they could be walking down the street and something happens. It's a fear of them literally minding their business.
Which should not be a fear. And that's sad.
Sleeping in their own bed, in their own home where they pay the bills. Okay? And somebody barging in and shooting you in your sleep. Right. That's what, why should anyone have that fear? And it's like, I didn't have that fear until recently with the young lady, Brianna. It's like, she was literally at home with her boyfriend sleeping, and y'all shot her, what, 7, 8 times? This guy was asleep. It's like, whoa, wait, that could be me. Who am I to say that could not be me? Not even safe in your own home. They kicked the door down. No. Same thing, Botham Jean. You in your apartment eating ice cream, and somebody come in and shoot you in your chest and does not even render aid.
Which is not
okay. Trying to save my life.
Is not okay. Right.
We as Black people live in fear every single day.
And it's very traumatizing. Do you know what that does to the mental? And you know what? Mm-hmm. Since you put that, oh my Lord.
Go ahead, baby, spill it.
I want to articulate, because I really want to articulate my words, and I'm like, whew, because there's so much I know, and I'm really trying to just make this okay.
Let him use you.
What I think the problem really is let's really get to the root. And I'm so glad that I'm able to discuss this, because at the end of the day, you have to understand that this system was built to not include us. So when you have understanding of a system that is already being built, or not even being built, the system has already been built to not include us. That's like building a house that is 3 bedrooms, and you know that you have 5 people. You know, okay, yeah, you could create a little space over there and get them that little curtain or whatever and make a little bedroom, but you ultimately need a 4th bedroom, okay? So you have to understand, they have lied down to the medical. Why African American women are the highest to die giving birth? They mess with our medicine. They mess with our academics. They mess with our justice. They mess with every single thing. So when you think about all of this, it's like, well, damn, the rabbit hole goes so deep that we have to really do a lot of work to even just, we have to tear down a whole system that was not built for us and then rebuild that system again and include
to break even. To even break half of even, because we're not even breaking even.
And that's sad to even say, because that just lets you know how much work there needs to be done in the future to even get halfway there to that point. You know what I'm saying?
Halfway there. And to touch on that, so I went to a historically Black college. I went to Florida Agriculture and Mechanical University, the highest of the 7 hills. Rattlers, we strike. You know, I always got to represent and give a shout out.
Period.
I had a college professor. This is something I never, ever knew. I had a college professor. Now, if you go to the United States Constitution, and I touched on this with a live that I did with my sister earlier in the week, Black people, we are considered 3/5 of a person. Now, when this amendment was put into place, it was 3/5 of a person for tax purposes for slave owners. But here we are, 2020.
There you go.
It still says that.
Exactly.
So we need to really, 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 I'm talking everybody. We need Black, white, purple, green, Puerto Rican.
Yes.
I do not care. We really need to get to the root of Black people. And this is what I had to tell people all week, baby, we didn't ask to be here.
No.
Y'all came and kidnapped us, put us on a boat, chained us to the bottom to somebody else for months to make a voyage to America to be somebody's slave and build up America.
Yes. This was a nation that already had blood on its hands. They came over here and pillaged and killed off and massacred a whole race of people, aka Native Americans. Okay? At the end of the day, I feel like you said, it really needs, why is we in 2020? And I'm glad you touched on that. And it's cool that you noticed that. Even when you were in school, you're like, but that doesn't make any sense. Why is the law? It's like we have laws with stipulations.
There you go.
Okay, if you are being discriminated against, they have to call you the N-word or
asterisk. There's always
it's really not really discrimination. Or if it's yellow or it's blue, it cannot be yellow, because that's not what we said. We don't need laws like that, because you have our people. Not that I'm making it okay or making it or victimizing my people, but at the end of the day, when y'all put all these words in this mumbo jumbo and make these documents long and harder to even process, you really know that our people is going to look at it and be like, okay, yeah, back to my video game. They're not gonna look at that. And they know this. They have mastered our psyche. They have mastered our mental, because they know that when they do these things that are hurtful to our community, we are blinded by emotion, and they know that we are traumatized. A lot of Black people I know, including myself, suffer from PTSD with the police. When I get pulled over, I'm automatically on 10, because I'm like, I don't know if I'm finna die. I don't know if he's finna yank me out the car. I don't know what's going on. And we shouldn't have that, especially if the other race is not experiencing the same thing. Like, come on now, the playing field is definitely not fair. They make it harder for us to get these certain opportunities that are easier to get for white people. And that's just the reality of it. You know what I'm saying? I don't think all of this is being made up, like you said, in our heads. You know,
it's not. It's really not. Like, it's in literal black and white that this country was not, these laws were not made for us. They're not here to benefit us. And right now, I am reading Just Mercy. The movie based on the book Just Mercy came out with Michael B. Jordan and Jamie Foxx. I urge you, everybody, I am not just talking to white people. I'm talking to every race out there. If you really want to get to the nitty gritty of what it's like to be Black in America, read that book. Yeah. The statistics alone will blow your mind. I'm only halfway through with the book. And for me, when I read something, like, I'm an avid reader. I will read all day, every day. Honey, I love me a good book. So to read that book, I literally had to take breaks because it's overwhelming. I can read a book in a day.
Same here.
I'm that type of reader.
But some books you really have to take a moment.
Yeah. I had to take time to read that book because it's so much information. It's so overwhelming. And like the corruption, just to pin a crime on a Black man, the lengths that people will go through is like, whoa, like what? Y'all really don't like us that much that y'all really gonna plant evidence and you gonna bribe people and threaten people and all that. It's mind blowing. Just a crime. And when they see us on Netflix by Ava DuVernay,
oh my
if you have
God.
not,
Oh my
it
God.
took me, first of all, it took me months to even watch it after it came out.
Something about me made me watch it immediately. I don't know. I was like, but I understand your perspective because my mother was the same exact way. She couldn't watch it.
I cried
she couldn't watch it.
It was a part. See, I cried.
Yes, it was a part series. Like, yep,
I cried the entire time.
Yes.
And I couldn't even watch it all in a day. I had to space that thing out because
but that, yes,
our Black boys, so young and so naive. And it's not even our Black boys, our Black parents, so naive to the law. We all know, like for me, and I get, hey, privilege, because not everybody has been able to live the life that I live. Everybody hasn't been able to go to college. Everybody has been able, I didn't say before, but I'm a flight attendant for a major. But you're speaking facts, though.
You know the reality of some of our people, and
I know the reality, so I do not take my privilege for granted because I know that not only have I worked, baby, I have busted my behind to get to where I am today. I have not gotten a single handout. But the fact that there are people out here that have no idea about the justice system, that these five young men under the age of 16, one of those young men, Corey Wise, was sent to Rikers Island at 16 years old. You are still a child. You sent to Rikers Island with grown men, but guess what? Not a shred of physical evidence. Nothing.
Yes.
Nothing.
And I'm glad
these young men were convicted.
People, right. I'm glad that you say our people
with no
really don't know the justice system, as well as the medical system, academic system. It's all these systems. I feel like if our people take the time to gain knowledge on how these systems work, you can kind of really, once you know how a game, because I think it's a game, because that's exactly how they speak.
Oh, baby,
I think it's a game.
Chess.
Okay,
nothing but.
It's a game, but it ain't a game. That's what I say. I'm gonna make a shirt, girl.
Girl, make a shirt. I gladly wear it.
Period. What I feel the problem is that, they capitalize off the fact of that we don't know. You know what I'm saying? And ignorance, it just means not knowing. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, I feel like our people really need to get to know the justice, get to know all your systems, okay? So that you can develop a way as a community on how to build our own system or work this system. You know what I'm saying? But I'm actually overworking this system. I want to build our own system. You know what I'm saying? Down to the
But this is the thing.
Yes.
Girl, this is the thing. You know how many Black Wall Street, Rosewood, do you know how many times we have tried to build our own and they just tear it down?
Yes.
We can't even be nowhere minding our business and it's like, oop, boop, no, they're doing something over there. Oh, hold on. They look like they're making money. We can't make, whoa. Let me go over there and mess with them. So it's like, and I love that we as Black people, we really want to come together and we want to build our own, but we have to figure out a way to safely do that, because there have been so many times in our history where we have literally tried to live peacefully and that has not been enough.
Yes.
You can't, minding your business has not been enough.
Yeah, you're right.
So we have to figure out what is it that we can do to where, you know what, we can go and do our own thing and y'all just leave us alone.
Yes.
And it's crazy that we even have to think like that, because as many Black people as there are in the world, as there are in the United States, we are out here trying to figure out how we can make it in our own communities. We bump it. We can't even do it all together. They say all lives matter. Well, clearly it don't, because we can't even do it all together.
Clearly, yes. And that's
it's so clear that we can't do it all together like you want. And people want to say all lives matter. Oh, and Black on Black crime. Black people kill Black people every day. But Black people also get locked up for that. Hold on now. They throw us under the jail. They pick it up and put us under there and drop it back down.
Or they don't do anything at all. How about it's a bullet still sitting in my door from the old apartment that I was in Chicago, and it was Call of Duty World War III outside of my window, and the police were literally sitting down the block. I literally saw them sitting down the block. They let this happen. They plant they plant little things in our neighborhoods and don't think that we
Yep.
notice. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
you know,
of course.
okay, if you're complaining about guns and drugs, where are our people getting the guns and drugs from? You know what I'm saying? So at the end, like they not y'all dropping off stuff in the cut, and y'all putting down bricks and planting little seeds so that we can destroy each other or destroy our communities. You know what I'm saying? Like, why is it a liquor store on every single corner in our black neighborhoods? When you go to a suburban area or a white neighborhood, you know, you would probably see one liquor store and then every restaurant per corner. But why is
Trader
it
Joe's?
18 liquor stores?
If you in the South, you got a Publix. You're gonna have a Mariano's. You know what I'm saying? Like, they know what to do. And I always, like, I joke with my friends, you know, a neighborhood is gonna be gentrified when they throw up a Starbucks.
Yes.
Baby, when you see a Starbucks on the corner, it's a wrap. It's over. That baby boy is gentrified. If you have a Starbucks in your neighborhood, you have been gentrified.
I see you. Period.
Honey, Starbucks or Target, you already know. Like, if they throw up a Starbucks or a Target, it's like that.
I'd be like,
they done moved in. Honey, their rent about to be 3 times the price.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all tear down our buildings and y'all build new buildings. I really want to get to what we think as two grown women, what we think a solution could be. And I know me and you don't have the answers, you know what I'm saying, overnight, because this is an effort of all of our people coming together and having to, you know, create a solid solution or a solid plan. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, it was Black Wall Street. They done messed that up. They burnt that down. But what if we really develop a way to move in silence and really, really just cut out this media, cut out all of the distractions that this world is throwing at us, and really just develop like an underground community to really, really like build our own in silence though. Like, I feel like at this point, nobody should be even knowing our moves as a community.
Girl. So I'm going to say this. So we're going to have a question and answer portion in about, 5-10 minutes. So if you guys have any questions or anything, get those ready. If you want to go ahead and start typing those things out in the comments, go ahead. I see y'all, my baby daddy, Brandon Reese. Don't mess around and see a Whole Foods. Come on now. Do not mess around and see a Whole Foods. Honey, don't do it. It's a wrap. Let me see. The Real King David. Beautiful ladies. Oh, thank you, love. We appreciate you so much. I'm waving.
So I'm saying, hey. He is so sweet.
Honey drips. Hey, boo. Hey, girl.
Yes, honey. I saw you early. Oh, my phone was acting up, girl. It got too
honey,
hot.
She said she's going to be in LA next week. Honey, y'all need to link up.
We going to link, baby. I'm in East Los Angeles.
There you go.
I'm not far from DTLA. Yeah.
Okay, I don't think I missed anything else. But yes, if you guys have any questions, go ahead and get those ready. We're going to do the question and answer portion a good 5-10 minutes towards the end.
Yeah, get creative with the question.
Get creative.
Ask anything.
Let me tell you something about me and this young lady right here. Honey, we are open books. If any of you have ever met me, I'm speaking for me alone. Honey, I will tell you like it is. I don't have no reason to lie. And I also don't sugarcoat.
Yeah, no sugarcoating over here. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't no sugarcoating around
I ain't gonna lie.
So if you have any questions, no question is a dumb question, because I think we get so wrapped up in, well, shoot, they should know this by now. But that word privilege, some people really don't know. Some people really live in a bubble, and they live, on their little island and their little life, and they have no idea what's really going on in the outside world.
Yep, and you have people who choose not to know. Yep. Or don't even want to.
There you go. You have people who choose not to know, but there are some people who just really have no idea. And for me, I grew up, I'm a Navy brat. My father was in the military. I have lived in Spain. I have lived in Japan. I done been to darn near every state besides, me being a flight attendant before that. So I have really lived with different cultures. And I can say the worst treatment I've ever received was in America. Period, point blank. The Spanish loved us, honey. My sister, me, my mom, honey, they saw that natural hair and no twist, and they was like, oh my God.
Period.
Oh my God. We was the best thing popping.
I can believe that, America. I can believe that, America.
We could be walking down the street and people wanted to take pictures. People wanted to touch our hair. They wanted to touch our skin. Honey, we are royalty. Okay? So when I came to America and people was like, your skin too dark, your lips too big, your hair too nappy, it's not straight. I was like, oh, whoa.
or the famous booking agent. Like I just had a photographer follow me, and it really is mighty funny how they'll go on my page. And I'm a chameleon. Those who don't know me, you're gonna see me with short hair, long hair.
Hello, switch it up.
Skin color. Okay, I got names for all my wigs, y'all. Okay, period. At the end of the day, like, I have people that will nitpick me too. Like, oh, can you do this look? Well, I need you to do this look, and I need you to no. Why can't I just be me and do the look that I am at that time? At the end of the day, don't pick at me. You know what I'm saying? Could you make your face look like this?
Who I am as a person.
Because that's why a lot of women really push themselves to getting plastic surgery and doing all those unnatural things. Which I don't judge. I'm a non-judging soul. However, I do notice, 100%. And I keep it real. I do notice at the end of the day, a lot of ladies who don't have that self-love and that self-care and are being pushed to the edge where they feel they have to literally go and get something to look a certain way and still may not be enough. You know what I'm saying? Which is sad. So
yeah,
all I gotta say
and
is
I think you. Yes, and for me, and I've had this conversation with like my family and friends. And, people like that, I know that I could probably be further along in my modeling career. One, if I took it serious enough. And two, if I was willing to make those changes that these big name people wanted me to make. So for me, I've been a stick pole my whole life. Honey, I hit 25 and stuff just started growing. I got hips and little butt and little thigh. And I was like, whoa. And, it's easy to just be an Instagram model. It's easy to just be on Instagram taking pictures and, being with all these clothing brands and, oh, let me throw this on. But to be a professional model, you have to look a certain way. And if you're going to be a dark-skinned professional model, there's only one look. That's it. You can have some natural hair, but they're going to throw a wig on it every now and then. You better believe that. They don't want to see, or they want it bald. When is the last time you have seen a Black woman that looks like me with her natural hair, baby, a big old nasty twist afro that was not a wig? It's like, you're not going to see it. You're honestly not going to see that.
These damn mountains.
Because that's not what they want. They would rather throw a wig on a white model than to see this hair that grows out of your scalp. And I think that's why I've always been more inclined to work with Black companies and Black artists, because they understand it's never, and I'm not saying all of them are like that, because honey, people are getting exposed left and right about how they really feel about their own kind. So let's be clear.
I touched on that.
Skin folk ain't kinfolk.
Yes.
Skin folk ain't kinfolk. Okay, just because they are your same complexion and they have your skin color and they call themselves Black does not mean that they're for you, your cause, and your community. Correct. Okay.
Correct.
So we always have to be mindful of that. So for me, it's like, I know I could be so much further along in my career. And like my sister and my mom have been harping to me for years, like, Allison, you should open up your own modeling school for young girls, for young children, because, I have a degree in education. So I love children. That's definitely where my heart lies at the end of the day. I'm going to end up doing something with kids. Who knows what it is? Only God knows. But it's like, for my family to already see a need in our community for women of color to open up these schools. And it's not going to be only inclusive. It's not just going to be for children and people of color. This is going to be across the board. But we have to pay special attention to those young Black girls, because they're not getting the attention that their white counterpart. Like, honey, if you get a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white little girl, oh, she's gonna soar. If you get a red,
how I feel with general education. That is definitely how I feel about general education. Just even how they teach our Black boys and our Black girls in these schools in the city of Chicago, especially the city of Chicago, education system needs to be totally revamped, in my opinion. You know what
Girl,
I'm saying?
It needs to be burned to the ground and built
totally
back up from ashes.
Burned, built back up, revamped. And I think we got a question. I think he said, how do you think we can invest in our communities of color without creating gentrification? He said his thoughts are you have to focus on funding education, social services, and other programs for residents.
100%. Like,
I agree
we have to, like, it honestly starts with education. You have to start there, because that is
Man,
the
knowledge is so
foundation
much
of who
power.
you
Oh my
are.
God.
Because, I have, like, again, talking about my privilege, I've been able to go to schools overseas. And, when I came back to the States, I was able to go to private school for 3 of my schooling years, and then, public school for the rest of high school. So I've literally seen all the differences. And then when I went to high school, it was a predominantly white high school. So we was getting that education. But you have to take into account. So the question, how do you think we can invest in our communities of color without creating gentrification? It literally comes from within. It takes a village to raise a child, and
It
that
really does.
proverb is so
It really
true.
does.
You
Yeah.
cannot do it on your own. We literally have to come together, because I can't tell you how many times I have heard of children sharing the same books, or the roof leaks onto them as they're
Man,
like,
books
man,
falling apart.
heck,
Yeah.
watch Freedom Writers, for God's sakes. It's free on Netflix.
Yes.
That movie literally tells you, like, it shows you, it breaks that thing down of how, and they're still going to treat you like that when you're trying to get an education. So it literally starts from that education. If you can get a good education, oh my God, like, whoa.
And can I say one
sky's
thing
the
too?
limit. Like, yes.
I feel like as the Black community, what I have noticed is that we depend. I'm just gonna not sugarcoat it. I'm just gonna say my truth. This is my truth. I feel like we depend. We put a huge percentage in faith into the education system. When my mother, being raised by a single mom, my mother basically instilled knowledge into me aside from school. School was a actual add-on compared to what I learned from my mother. People need to discover read school, watch stand it.
The mountains are jacking us up. So yeah, I heard like bits and pieces of what she said. So just to touch on that, my mother was the same way. Though I lived in a 2-parent household for, I would say, about half of my childhood, my mother always, I'm talking about, y'all, from the time that I can remember, have memories, she always instilled in me who it was to be me. So to be a dark-skinned young lady, it was always people, that was always the first insult that people would come up with is, oh, you burnt, you burnt, you too dark. And it's like I discussed with some of my friends the other day, the color of your skin is literally not your choice. Like, I didn't have a choice in this. This is literally something that God ordained to say, you know what, bam, that girl gonna be chocolate. Let me tell you something. The darker the berry, the sweeter the juice, honey. Okay, so can't nobody tell me that dark ain't in it. But my mother, it starts at home. My mother instilled in me at a very young age that you have to love you, because a lot of people will not. A lot of people are not going to love who you are as a Black woman solely, nothing else, solely based on what their eye sees, which is your skin color. Because when you see me, that's what you're going to see first. No matter what. We can say whatever you want. I'm not racist, blah, blah. You're going to see my hair and my skin. Those are going to be the first 2 things that you see when you see me. So the goal of this series is, I want everyone to really come to a common understanding that literally the color of your skin is just a pigmentation. It's not something that should define you. So the color of my skin does not define who I am, but also has made me a stronger woman, because I've had to fight harder. I have literally had to fight for everything that I have ever had, from getting a college degree, from getting a job at a great airline as a flight attendant. I literally had to fight. When I interviewed for my job with my airline, I think it was like five people of color in the room of like 60. Take that into account. Take that, and honey, I had my natural big old puff, honey. She was pulled high in a little ponytail. Imagine going and trying to get a job with an airline that clearly hires predominantly white, and you coming in as a dark-skinned Black woman with natural hair. But these are experiences that we're experiencing every day. So this is something that I was used to. Even though I went to a predominantly Black institution for college, I went to a historically Black university. I still came out into the real world with the knowledge that, girl, just because you have a degree, just because, you know, you pay that money to get that signature on that piece of paper and, you know, you got that little stamp from the university and say, you know, you got your education, you're going to have to work 3 times as hard just to be seen in the same light, halfway. Because I can't tell you how many times my skin color has come into play in my life professionally. And just like, you know, Messiah said earlier, a lot of people take that Black woman passion. Oh my God. I have so many passionate women in my life and so many passionate women to acknowledge and to admire. So to have those passionate women and to then someone's say that my passion is then aggression, because it's happened to me multiple times. I've had white people say it. Honey, I've even had a Black man tell me that I'm too aggressive. Literally just talking to him, having a regular conversation. So if you haven't figured it out already, I have a very strong personality. Big, boisterous. I'm going to say what needs to be said. If won't nobody else say it, Allison's going to say it. So I have been in so many rooms and so many places where my passion has been confused for aggression. It's only because I've had to fight so much harder than so many other people that I know just to get to where I am. You know what I'm saying? Like, to have my history as a Black woman has been slavery, period. In this country, in the United States, when it comes to Black people, everyone's going to equate that to, oh, slavery. You guys, you know, you guys came from slavery, Black people, you know, about on the ships, the boats, blah, blah. So it's going to come from that. So with that being said, they just gave me a timer, honey. I got about 2 minutes to wind it on down. I hate that Messiah, her gosh darn connection. But honey, we're gonna have to pick this up. We'll give y'all a little snippet, a little, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna come up with a little razzle dazzle for y'all. But I think when it comes to the Black community and why we fight so hard is because we know where we have come from. Not all of us, but some of us. I want to say a good majority. We have fought so doggone hard to get to where we are. And then the fact that a counterfeit $20 bill can end your life, a supposed counterfeit $20 bill, or playing in a public park with a fake gun, or laying in your bed late at night and you sleeping, you know, or you're in your own home eating ice cream, or you're walking from the corner store because you wanted to get Skittles and an Arizona tea, or like, oh my God, where do we begin? Like, it's just an age-old cycle. Or someone lied on you and said that you whistled at a white woman. Like, for a culture to be here, for a race to be here, we did not ask to be, and we are treated the way we are. That's why we fight so hard. I fight so hard for my niece and my nephew who may have, you know, they're going to experience certain things. I fight so hard for them. So the last 15 seconds, I'm going to wrap it up. You guys, we're going to do this every Monday, 7 p.m. Allie J _ to the max. We're going to drop our names. I want you to follow us. This is going to be every Monday. We're going to get to the nitty gritty. We are going to break this thing down. I love y'all. Peace, love, and